Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are spilling all the tea, baby. Okay. So the other day, what was it, last week, I posted on my Insta stories that I'm gonna do a Q&A since I have never done one, which is so weird. So I've never done a Q&A, so I posted on my Insta stories. You guys ask me anything you want and I'll answer it. So that's what we're doing today. And I actually might have a little surprise for you at the end, so you may want to watch to the end. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's spill all the tea. Okay. So if you follow me on Instagram but you don't watch my stories, you missed your chance to ask me a question, okay? Because I just put it on my story. I'm trying to answer as many of these questions as possible, but I don't want to make this too long. So if I don't get to your question, I'll do it on the next one, okay? I'm not gonna say names or anything like that because I don't want to mess up anyone's name, and I want you to stay anonymous if you want to be anonymous. So I'm just gonna ask the questions. All right. First question: what's your hair type? I don't hair type. I know. I get the whole, wanting to know, what type of hair that you have. But me personally, I don't hair type. I have like 5 million different types of hair on my head. If you watched my other videos, you know the front is pretty much straight. It has been straight from I was a kid. I've never had a perm. I have wavy, I have curly. It's like all over the place. So I personally do not hair type. But, you feel free. I'm not telling anybody else not to hair type. If you think my hair looks similar to yours, follow what I do or don't. But I personally don't hair type. Okay. What's your hair care routine? Daily, weekly, etc. Okay, I think I have about 2 separate routines. I would say the first one is like the simple routine. If my hair is like cooperating and it's on its best behavior, my first routine would be wash my hair, have a wash day, shampoo, condition, deep condition. I haven't been doing that as much lately, but I really need to do that more. Shampoo, condition, deep condition, and style my hair. Wash and go, twist out, braid out, whatever. Leave that in for about 3 days. Now, my hair can go longer than 3 days, but I usually just like to refresh my hair after 3 days. Like, I just want to put water on it, start over, or retwist it, rebraid it, add more product, start over after 3 days. Unless I'm tired, I don't have any energy to do it or whatever. The second routine I have is if my hair is in like what I call distress, right? So, what I will do is wash, condition, deep condition. I'll use either a moisturizing deep conditioner or a protein deep conditioner. For instance, like I just did that 2 days ago. I gave myself a intense protein treatment. And then what I'll do is throughout the week, I will wet my hair every day and put it in a bun. And in between that, I'll massage oils. I have my own oil mixture that I put in a little bottle, and I just oil my scalp, put it in a wet bun, and air dry for the rest of the day. And repeat that step throughout the week. And that's just to minimize manipulation on my hair so I don't have breakage. So just to encourage growth, because if I feel my hair is in distress, I'm not manipulating it, I'm not doing braid outs, I'm not twisting it, I'm not running my fingers through it constantly. I'm just putting in moisture, which is key, which is water. Put it on hydrating products, like a good leave-in, and I'll put just gel on my edges just to slick it back, and I'll wear a ponytail all week. And that's pretty much it. Those are my 2 routines. Will you ever dye your hair again? If so, what color? Oh my gosh, I will definitely dye my hair again. I love color. I've been coloring my hair for a long time. I bleach. I've done like hair dyes. I've done box dyes at home myself. I've been to a salon to get it done. I prefer that method, and if you do it, I prefer I would suggest going to a salon and a professional that knows what they're doing. But I will definitely dye my hair again, and it will be blonde. I don't know when though. Right now I'm just focusing on getting my hair as healthy as possible. I recently moved. The water here is very different. My hair is already changed. I can already tell that it's changing. But I'm just trying to like get my new routine for my new, my new city, the new weather. It's drier here as opposed to where I used to live. So yeah, I definitely will be dyeing my hair again though, for sure. Next question. What is the best product to use when refreshing braided hairstyles? Okay. What I normally do is I use a non-water-based product, which is usually a butter or an oil. So I've used I've used shea butter before, or just an oil, a blended oil, olive oil, and I just put a light amount on my hair and I'll just rub it through my hair like this. Praying hands method, and rub it through my hair as to not disturb the braids, but that butter, usually the butter is better than the oil a lot of times. The butter will help smooth down flyaways and frizz and things like that. So yeah, a butter or an oil. So I'm doing all the hair questions first, guys, in case you didn't know. So how often do you wash your hair, and do you use any kind of grease for your hair? I wash my hair, as I said, usually every 3 days. I'll wash my hair. Now, like I said, if it's in distress, I'll put water on my hair every day, but I'm not washing it. But I'll do a good rinse just to get all the whatever gel I might have, whatever leave-in I had, just to get that off my hair. And I'll put water on my hair every day, but washing it with a shampoo, maybe once a week. And then I will co-wash. I don't really like to co-wash that much. If I find a good one, I'll do that. But once a week, I'll wash my hair. What hair products do you use? Your hair is always flawless. Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. I use all different types of hair products, guys. Like, as an influencer, we receive a lot of products. We're experimenting a lot. We experiment a lot for you guys, things that we would never even think to use. You guys request reviews on. We get a lot of PR packages. So I use things that are sent to me. I use pretty much all of the brands that you know. I mean, it's kind of hard for me to name all the brands because there's a lot of brands out there. But I use all your favorites on the shelf. I use maybe one product from each of those lines. I mean, there's not really one thing that I say I have to have this, because I found how to use a lot of different products in different ways. So, I use a lot of different things. I mix up my own products a lot. I don't advertise because I don't have it for sale, but I've made my own gels. I make my own oil mixtures. I'll make my own styling creams, to do twist outs or braid outs. Edge controls. Like, I make up my own things too that are customized for me, or things that I know that I would want to use on my hair, like ingredients that I want, just to take out all the fluff in other products. I'll make my own a lot, but so a lot of times if I don't answer, like a lot of times if you guys ask me on pictures, oh, what product did you use? And I use something that I made up, I might not answer, because what's the point of me telling you that and you can't buy it because I'm not making it in bulk, right? So I use a lot of different things. And if you go on my Instagram, I'll post what I use. 9 times out of 10, I'll post the products that I use either in the caption or in the comments. And if you go through my YouTube, I have a lot of different videos on the products that I use. Like if I've done a video on it and I like it, I use that product. You can say Robin Curl Days uses XYZ, because I'm not about to be putting a video up of a product that I don't use or I don't like. That's just my thing. Like, I don't like to bash products, so I'm just not gonna put it up on my channel. I'm not gonna review it if I don't like it. Like, I'm very picky on things that I post to other people, because, you know, you guys really rely on our opinions a lot. So I don't want to, and I don't like negativity, right? So I'm not about to post something and be like, oh, this is trash. Oh, I would never. I'm not doing a whole video based on trash products. Like, you guys can use it. Your hair might like it. It's not up to me to tell you something is totally trash. Like, if you come up to me one-on-one and ask me what do I think about a product, I'll let you know. Like, you know, maybe not my favorite. Maybe you can use it, or this is what I like about it, or maybe you can use it in this scenario. But I'm not about to be doing no, product bashing. Like, I support brands. I think that, what women are doing now, giving us options that we didn't have before, I think that's all amazing. And I'm not about to be here like bashing people or products because maybe they don't work for my hair. I'm not doing that. Go to someone else's page for all that mess. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna show you products that are bomb, that I like. You can see it on my channel. You'll see it on my Instagram. Yeah, and so I use a lot of different products. Go to my Instagram and check out the million posts that I have. And yeah, that's it. That's my rant on that. Okay, next question. I have a hair question. What is your daily hair routine? Now, that varies from day to day, right? Because some days I don't leave the house. If I don't leave the house, my hair is up in a pineapple, in a bonnet, or in a scarf all day, from day to night. I'm not taking it out because I don't believe in manipulating my hair if I don't have to. If I'm not going out, it's up in a bonnet. If I go out, I'll take my hair out of a bonnet. If it's already styled, like whatever style I'm in, take it out the bonnet, shake, 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 fluff, fluff, fluff. Put a little oil in my hands. I love olive oil, or one of my little blends that I put together. Rub it in my hair, do a little praying hands, fluff, do my edges usually, and go on about my day. Or I don't do my edges every day because I don't like to manipulate them too much. But if they're looking a mess, of course, I'll do my edges, and that's it. At night, I come home, I don't put product on my hair. Sometimes if it's a little dry, I'll put oil on it before I go to bed too. But if it looks nice and moisturized, I'm not putting anything extra on it. I don't want to, create any kind of product buildup. So I'll just put my hair up in a pineapple with a satin scrunchie and throw on a satin bonnet or a satin scarf and go to bed. That's it. Do you use an edge control or oil? Baby, hers always bomb. Oh, thanks, girl. I didn't do them today, but thank you. I use an edge control sometimes, or I use gel. That's my son outside playing. If you hear him, sorry. I use edge control and I use gel interchangeably. If my hair is dry, I will usually use an edge control. If it's wet, like in a wash and go style, or like a wet slick bun, I'm using gel. I don't really use edge control on wet hair. I'll use it on damp hair, but not wet hair. Hey cousin, hey boo. What's your favorite curling cream or gel that you use for a wash and go? Now that's a good question. Now I have made my own gel and cream myself that I have my own stash, but you guys don't want to hear about that because you can't buy it. So when people ask me, I always suggest an eco gel, but put a leave-in under it. I would not suggest a gel by itself unless it's a really moisturizing gel. Cream. Oh, I have a video on the TGIN twist and I don't know. I'll put it right here because I can't remember the name. Twist twisting something. I did the horseshoe method with this cream. That's good for washing those too. It's really thick, a little goes a long way, so you don't have to like pile it on your hair, but that works really good to like give you definition and hold for a wash and go. How often do you trim your hair and what do you do for fun? Okay, so that's not just a hair question, but I'll answer both. How often do I trim my hair? I trim my hair at least twice a year when I straighten it. So I prefer to trim on straightened hair. Now, if I know that I haven't straightened my hair in a long time and my ends are looking raggedy, I will trim my hair in twists. Now, I'll just do like the little mini twist and I'll trim the bottom, or I'll do chunky twist and trim the bottom off. Nothing scientific. I don't go based on a time frame. I just pay attention to my hair. Like, if it needs to be trimmed more than that, I'll trim it. I don't mind, you know, cutting the dead ends off, because usually your curls pop better and your styles look better. So I would say at least twice a year. And what do I do for fun? I hang with my hubby, hang with my baby. That's fun for me. Go to the park. Playing makeup, that's fun. Yeah, so hanging with the fam, doing fun stuff with the fam. That's usually what I do for fun. Would you get braids with hair added? I totally would. I've never actually done that before though. I don't know why I've never done that. But I would do it. I'm not opposed to it. I've actually never worn weave before in my life, which is interesting. I'm not opposed to it at all. I don't have anything against it. I might do it one day. I just haven't gone down that road yet. So yeah, I will totally get braids with hair added. And I think that's the last hair question. Let's see. Now a little bit more personal, the real tea, right? I don't know if y'all here for the hair tea or the personal tea. I'm not sure which one, but it was like 50-50 with the question. So, okay, this one was very random and I don't really know the real answer to that, but I'm just gonna answer. What's the tallest building you've been to the top in? I think it might have been the building I lived in New York. We lived on the 31st floor, and I don't even remember, but it had a rooftop on the top of the building, like overlooking the Hudson. So you know how tall those buildings are in New York. And it had a rooftop. So that's probably the tallest building I've been into. Oh, wait, I missed one. What's your favorite hairstyle? Favorite hairstyle? I think my favorite hairstyle is like a braided curl. A braided curl is my favorite hairstyle. Yep. Why do you and your husband move homes regularly? Okay, so if you don't know, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you probably don't know this, but I've lived in 3 states in the past 2 years. We moved from LA to New York to Miami, back to LA in 2 years. Okay, so the first it's different reasons each time we move. We're not just like all over the place, like helter skelter. So the first time we moved from LA to New York is for work, for my husband's job. So we moved to New York. We lived there for a year, and it started to get too cold. My husband really can work anywhere, so and I can work from anywhere, so we're not really tied down to one place, which is amazing. I'm very thankful for that. We lived in New York, in Manhattan, for a year, and then it started to get so cold. I don't do the cold. It's not my thing. I don't do snow, and I had the little baby, and every time I would take him outside, his nose would get all red, and he's sniffling, and I'm like, we have to get out of here. So my husband was like, okay, where is it warm right now? For sure, Miami. Miami is like the only place that's warm in the wintertime. So we moved to Miami. We were in Miami Beach, which I love. It was so beautiful. And we stayed there for a year. Now, my husband, because of the nature of his job, it's just better for us to either be in New York or LA, because when we were in New York, he was either flying to LA or flying to New York all the time, back and forth, back and forth. So he's like, okay, we got to go either back to LA or back to New York because I'm flying so much. I said, okay, well, my baby was born in LA. I love LA. It doesn't get freezing cold in LA, no snow. So let's move back to LA. So after Miami, we moved back to LA. So yeah, that's how and why we move everywhere. What are your hobbies? I'm a little boring. I really don't have many hobbies. Like, honestly, I have one hobby and it's gonna sound really nerdy, but I love to research. Like, I'm researching constantly. Like, if I'm not working, I'm researching everything. Like, I'm researching skincare, I'm researching hair care mostly, researching ingredients, things that are good for our hair, things that are not good for our hair. Like, my hobby is learning. I know that sounds lame, but I really don't do much, you know, but research, because I have a research background, so that's probably why I find joy in researching. But any chance I get to learn and read and study and understand, I'm doing it. So that's what I do in my free time. Will you ever make your own makeup line? I don't know. Makeup isn't something that I thought I would do, like a makeup line, my own. I'm never saying never, because I do love makeup. If I were to do my own line, it would probably be hair care. But makeup, that's fun. But it would be after hair care, if that makes sense. So yeah, why not? Never say never, right? What is your favorite music? I like all different types of music, honestly. Like, I love trap music. I love R&B. I love 90s R&B. I love 90s R&B. Like, that's one of my favorite genres. Like, I'm always listening to 90s R&B, and I go back and forth between like 90s R&B, trap music, and like the new school R&B. I guess we're calling it R&B. Like, I like Kehlani and Ella Mai and her, K. Michelle. Like, I like singing. I like singing, but I like to get lit too. Like, I like to like turn it all the way up, get all the way turned up, getting ready. Like, I have a wide range of music that I like. What is your advice to smaller content creators / influencers? I think my number one piece of advice is be true to you, okay? There's so many people out here that it's easy to mimic. But if you're doing something that you're not passionate about, it's gonna come across as fake, and you don't wanna be that. So do something that you're passionate about. Do something that you think will make an impact on others. Don't be scared to create something new. Like, I created the horseshoe method. That was completely like off the top of my head. And I wasn't just trying to recreate what others are doing just to follow a trend, right? Be innovative, be creative. Do things that maybe others aren't doing. Don't be scared to do something that you never seen someone else do. Okay, that might just be what makes you go viral, or, you know, help so many people that you never knew needed help. Be creative, be you. And I would say, don't give up. Your first video might not get a lot of views. Your 10th video may not get a lot of views. But if you feel like you are putting out quality content, keep posting. Keep posting. Don't stop. However you want to come across, make sure that you do it in the best of your ability. Remember that whatever you post online, it's online. So if, my phone is going crazy. So if somebody ever pulls it up, are you going to be proud of what you posted? Right? Oh my gosh, my phone is going to say. Are you going to be proud of what you posted? Right? So make sure whatever you put represents you and it's quality and you're proud of it. Okay? That's what I would say. What do we have? Just curious, what did you do career-wise before YouTube, social media? I was an economist. I consider myself still to be an economist. I have 2 degrees in economics. I have an undergraduate degree and a master's degree in economics, and I was an economist. Baby number 2 soon. Y'all want to give me another baby? You think Roman needs a sibling? I don't know. For me, I always say it's up to God. If God wants us to have another baby, He'll give us another baby. That's how I feel, and I really just leave it at that. Like, God's will be done, always, in all things, and always. Okay. What software do you use to edit videos? I use Final Cut Pro X. Where do you live? It looks so lavish and nice. Oh, thank you. I love where I live. I currently live in Los Angeles, and the neighborhood is Bel Air. So I live in Bel Air. What does your husband do for a living? He owns his own record label. Okay, so this next question most of you asked this question. Most of you asked this question, which I really thought was very interesting. And that is, how did you and your husband meet? What is the love story behind it? So since most of you had that question, it seems like I'm sure many other people want to know that too. So I decided that I'll let him tell his side of the story and I'll tell my side of the story. So we have a special little guest for today. Sir?
Now welcoming the star of the show.
The star of the show. Welcoming the star of the show. Hubby, it's his Curl Days YouTube debut.
Am I looking extra moisturized? Let me see. All right, good.
This is my husband. You don't need his social media. You don't need to follow him.
Just like that, I can't get my followers up.
You don't need to get your followers. Can we switch positions though? This is not my good side. Okay, see. So I think we should do the how long we've been together first, because that's a shorter question. We met in 2010.
2010.
And it's 2020 now. So 10 years we've been together. We got married in 2012. So this year will be 8 years. How did we meet?
How did we meet?
We'll tell it together. We'll tell it together, and if there's any discrepancies, we can hash that out. Oh, my good friend was the director of a publishing company in Atlanta. Their office was in Atlanta, and she had a showcase.
Music publishing company.
Music publishing company. Yeah. All right, thank you. And she had a showcase for their artists. And so I just went to the showcase by myself just to support her. And while I was there, I met him. So I'll tell my side. No, yeah. Well, we can stop there. You can tell your story. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, because she was by herself. So when I saw her, I was like, well, she's looking a little lonely. So no, but seriously, this is how it went down. So I was coming from a long trip from LA, coming from the BET Awards, and one of my really, really close buddies came, got me from the house and said, hey man, we gotta go to this event. We gotta go support our homegirl, who was a mutual friend of Robin's, also actually her neighbor. And so he drags me out of the house. I just got back from this long flight, and he literally drives me to this place. So we get to the event, and literally, it felt like as soon as I walked in, I saw the brightest, prettiest smile I'd ever seen. I mean, literally, it was blinding. And with me coming back from LA, I thought it was like the LA sun still like striking me in the face. So I'm going out, she's coming in, and I see the smile, and like something just comes over me. I mean, you know, I'm in the music business, so I have to be aggressive, but I just step all the way out there, take my shot, and I reach over a group of people on the opposite side going the other way from me, and I grab her arm.
He grabs my arm. Now, I would not suggest, if there are any guys watching this, I would not suggest doing that. Because I was like, is this man grabbing? Now, I'm by myself, right? So I'm just like, what is happening? This man just grabbed my arm. So I looked down, and I didn't look back up because I said, I'm not even going to get into it with this man. So I looked down, and I kept walking. I kept walking. I'm not even about to engage with somebody that is grabbing me. Are you serious? So I'm walking, and someone walks in front of me, and I stop. And do you know, he runs up and catches up to me, and it's like, wait, excuse me. And I'm like, okay. Now this man's very aggressive, clearly, okay? So I said, let me not get cussed out in here. I am by myself. Let me just be cordial, play it cool, and see what he wants, okay?
Well, first of all, I wanted a second chance at romance. I mean, like, I don't like the word no. I don't think any of us do. So when I didn't get her attention on the first grab, I said, well, you know what? I got to try this again. And so to this day, I still don't think either one of us know who that was that got.
No, I don't know.
That got in the middle.
But thank you.
I have a hunch, but we've yet to decide almost 10 years later who it is.
Yeah.
But whoever that person was, they were an angel because they allowed me to meet my angel.
No.
It allowed me to have a second chance at romance. It allowed me to be able to pull Robin to the side, you know, because you know I had to get in the Mac mode. I realized the aggressive approach wasn't working, so I kind of had to finesse it a little bit, and I had to say, you know, yeah, come over here, you know, holler at me over in the corner. And so she came over, she hollered at me in the corner, and we got to talking, and she pulled out this phone, and I'm like, yo, nobody use, in my mind, I'm like, nobody use these phones no more.
It was a sidekick. I had two phones. I had a sidekick and an iPhone at the time. So I pulled out, I did not pull out the sidekick. The sidekick, I was using the sidekick as like, if I didn't want to talk to you, I would give you the sidekick number just because it was like at the time when people were like calling you on your phone real time, like in front of you. So you had to give them a real number. It's so bad. So I had that phone just to like give people that number that I didn't want to really talk to. And then the iPhone was really for people that I liked. So I pulled out the iPhone. He saw both phones, but ultimately his number went into the iPhone.
Yeah. But I saw the sidekick. It was looking a little fishy. So I'm just telling you now, for any of my male viewers out there, it doesn't just stop. Like, you gotta close the deal. Like, I saw that it was something fishy. I was like, hold on, no, I don't need that phone. I need the real phone. And so I ensured to make sure that I had a number. And I felt like the initial conversation, it was a real connection there. Because there was some things she remembered about me and some things that I remembered about her as we went on to have our first date from that first encounter. And so for about a month, we went back and forth by text message because I was on tour. Right.
So what he did was, it was about 2 weeks later, I get a text from him finally. And it said, hey, we should actually... Let me back up.
I text you the next morning on my way to the airport.
Right. It was the next morning.
It was great meeting.
Wait, let's be clear though. It was the next morning at 7 a.m.
Yeah, because I was on the way to the airport.
I went to work at 7 a.m. and I told him that I go to work really early. Right. He remembered that. He texted me at 7 a.m. So that already like got my attention. Like, wow, he was really paying attention. So he texted me that morning, good morning, you know, we should get together. I'm like, okay, cool.
Then I text you a week later.
Wait, I didn't hear from him for a whole week, maybe two. I
remember what city I was in. I was in Chicago.
Okay.
I remember texting you.
Okay, well, a week later, he texted me and was like, hey, I'm thinking we should do dinner.
Yeah.
And I said, oh yeah, I would love to do dinner. Nothing. He went radio silent for what?
It was like 2 weeks.
For 2 more weeks. Like, it was just literally that one text. Like, why are you texting me if you're not even in town?
Because.
And then I'm expecting, after I said, yeah, that'll be good, I'm expecting him to say, okay, what about tomorrow at 7? Something like that. Nothing. Anybody
that knows anything about cooking, you gotta marinate and season the food first.
So I'm the food in this.
I mean, you gotta season the meal 1000%. I won't just about to jump out there and be in time like, hey, no, like I wanted it to be relevant in your mind.
Okay.
So that was me seasoning the food, prepping. Everything you gotta do in life, you gotta prep it. So that was me doing prep work for my ultimate master plan, which was as soon as I got back in town.
Okay. All right. So he finally texted me 2 weeks later. I was leaving work early. He said, can you meet in like 2 hours for, dinner? I'm like, oh yeah. It worked out because I was getting off early. He wanted to meet. So we met up at a restaurant. And
it was daylight. It was like 2 o'clock.
Yeah, it was daylight. It was no. I got off at 2.
Okay,
we met around 3.
Yeah.
And we did not.
See what happens when you marinate? She hurried up and got to me. You understand? Hurried up, got to me in an hour. She's like, oh, I'll be there. Because she was marinating. She was seasoned. She was ready.
I was ready.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's a whole nother video. We need to do a whole nother video on being ready and staying ready.
Yes.
That'll be something else. Anyway, but it was daylight when we got there. We did not leave the restaurant until it was nighttime.
Yeah, literally.
We sat there and laughed, and it was one of the best dates ever, clearly. And since that day, in 2010, we have not been apart. Unless it's for business. Unless we had to travel for business, it's the only time we're apart, like in different cities.
And now because I've hit the 10-year mark, she just comes on my business trips with me. Like it's just like I got a business trip, she just packing the bag. Oh, we got a business trip.
Right.
So now we have business trips.
So that's our story. There's a lot of other details. We could probably do more videos. That would be fun. If you guys want to see more videos, comment down below. But that's really how we met, our little love story. And we've been together ever since. So thank you for joining me.
I wouldn't have missed it for the world. I love you.
I love you, babe. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your questions. I think I'll do this again. This was pretty fun. My first Q&A. I like my little special guest. I might add him in, but thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to
like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes, and follow me on Instagram because the next Q&A will be posted on Instagram. Once again, I will put all my contacts in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.
Run it up.
Bye.